Hey, what's going on, good people? Welcome to Russ Can't Fly. Little Sammy, we're back at it. Come on!
Perfect.
Okay, so I'm picking right back up where I left off. And, I wanted to continue to show the progression of this flight because one of the things that I realize is that I start making a lot of mistakes. And the reason why I think I make a lot of mistakes is I'm in high terrain and the airport gets to be challenging, and I think the handoffs from ATC get interesting. So let's just pick back up where we left off and let's get back into it. This flight to Sidney, New York Municipal Airport gets real interesting, and you'll pick up on a lot of rookie mistakes that I made.
All right, so I will say that this flight is interesting from this standpoint. So, as you know, fuel costs for everyone is going up. I'm not going to get into the ins and outs and all that kind of stuff. The bottom line, the fact is, fuel prices are up for everyone, including those of us who fly. Now, the type of fuel that this airplane takes is 100 low lead. Now, I know that in terms of that issue, there is definitely a push to get the lead out of the fuel.
Jack 172 Tango Hotel request.
And so, that's a whole nother issue for another time. But
request direct me
low lead
GPS 7 back into the valley, full stop.
Hold on. Low lead fuel is now
2 Tango Hotel, maintain VFR, proceed direct meet vector R9 runway 7 approach runway Valley Airport.
Maintain VFR, direct meets 2 Tango Hotel, thank you.
I just heard Cessna, so that caught my attention.
Number 6874 Papa, contact Boston Center 134.3, good day.
124.3, 6874 Papa, good day.
124.3.
Northwoods 247, contact New York approach 132.75, good day.
3275 Northwoods 247.
Experimental 0 Juliet Lima, change service frequency approved, squawk VFR, have a good day.
Okay, thank you, appreciate the help. 007.
All right, so as I was saying, the fuel is going up for everybody, including us who fly. So 100 low lead fuel is now...
start at 180 in America.
The fuel is now $7 a gallon. And that's a lot. And so I'd like to do as much flying as possible, but, I have to be just as mindful as other people about the budget. And so, that's going to have an impact in terms of the amount and frequency of that I fly. So yeah, so that's gonna have an impact, and it just is what it is. I mean, again, I don't want to go through all of the different ins and outs and all of that kind of stuff, but yeah, it is what it is. I mean, and that's fuel price, impacts. I mean, and sure, I'm sure a lot of you folks who travel commercially, you've seen it in the ticket prices. So that's kind of a bummer. But I'll fly as much as I can. But I've got other responsibilities that are important. I will say that this flying and this whole aviation thing and YouTubing, it has been huge for my mental health. Just being able to fly and see the good Lord's beautiful country. To be able to talk to all of you through the YouTube channel. I mean, I have people I feel like are friends, and it's folks I've never met. It's just been through this. And all of the feedback has been positive in the comments. And so, this is therapy, when I'm up here. And, I like to do it as much as possible. Fortunately, I'm able to also ride motorcycles with some of my friends. And that's also very therapeutic. But yeah, this is one of those things where, unfortunately, there's gonna be an impact, and hey, everybody's feeling it. All I can say is I am praying for us all, and for all families who have to make hard choices about, just financial decisions based on.
471, reception Thunder, squawk 4232.
Squawk 4232,
Okay.
471.
Yeah, I didn't think that was me. Just wanted to make sure. All right, so at some point we are going to be overflying Lake Wallenpaupack. Look at that lake over there. So that's not Lake Wallenpaupack yet.
Cessna 585 uniform, our altimeter is 2992.
All right, so I think that is
Good morning, Wilkes-Barre, Twin
Lake
Command.
Wallenpaupack over Lake Wallenpaupack.
4,500.
Lake Wallenpaupack is interesting because, and I keep trying to say it, because I rode my motorcycle there one time, and it took a lot longer than it took to fly. I can tell you that much. So people made this little Sammy because I'm only going 87 knots over the ground, but I'm saying I've ridden there on a motorcycle and I was getting it. And
Good morning, Wilkes-Barre, Twin Command.
third of the time.
5 Hotel Papa.
It's beautiful. Look at this.
4,500.
Look at that lake. Look at these little bodies of water.
USC 415, Hotel Papa.
Just gorgeous. Just gorgeous.
2992.
Absolutely gorgeous.
5 Hotel Papa.
Now, at one point, I'm coming up to this airport, Cherry Ridge, November 30. I was going to fly there one time, but I'm flying longer.
Wilkes-Barre approach.
This is great when you could just... I'm so blessed, and I thank you, Father, for this blessing and traveling mercies, keeping me safe. And I thank you for all the people who pray for me as I do this, specifically my Room 11 brothers. What's up, everybody? It's your crazy brother, Russ can fly. But thank you, Room 11 brothers, for praying. And I want to send a special shout out to the men of Men Who Care of Germantown. I believe that's the way I'm saying it right. A lot of people are trying to understand what to do. We see a lot of gun violence going on in our cities across the country. And the Men Who Care of Germantown, they are really trying to be an answer to that. And so I applaud brothers and sisters who they see a problem and they work to address it. And they are. And so definitely praying for all of those brothers as well. So this is my small way of just fortifying and edifying all of those brothers and asking the good Lord to continue to hold and keep you all, and that all that you come in contact with, that they see the light in you, and at least for that day they think about making a different decision in their lives, maybe to not pick up that gun. All right, so we are about 50 nautical miles away, chugging along at 84 knots ground speed, and wherever I am, so Lake Wallenpaupack, I don't know if that's in New York or not, but this whole area is just beyond beautiful. So I don't know if you can see out here. I think I saw this one time before, but there's like these series of windmills out here, like a little wind farm. I think I may have flown over that before, I'm not sure. Oh, and the reason why I went north, so I wanted to go south. I wanted to go to Wildwood, just see the ocean and stuff like that, and show you guys that again. Because I haven't been there since I flew with my boy DA. But there's a TFR. Yeah, so there's a TFR, and I didn't want to get into trouble and, you know, have any issues. So instead of going south, I went north. So Mr. Biden is south, so I decided to fly north. And the thing that's great is, like, you know, you can fly any direction and still have a great flight. Like, yeah, babe, yeah, I'm gonna go fly to New York today. So I'm really just kind of paying attention because I don't know who he's gonna hand me off to. I think it's gonna be Boston Center at 124.3, but, you know, I don't know. Just want to be prepared. But that's the one thing about flight following is I have to pay more attention. And so as I become more involved in like instrument flying, you're going to be hearing a lot less chatter from me, because it'll really be about focusing on, you know, the handoffs, the discussions with ATC, and much like that happened, and I hopefully it captured, but just like happened when two airplanes, we were both on the same, we were at the We were both at the same altitude, and he had to pull me down.
That would have been in the last video, and unfortunately it wasn't captured. But yeah, we were headed basically head on at the same altitude, I think 6,500. So ATC dropped me down to 5.5. He went over top of me and we were good to go.
Don't see too much traffic down here. It's gonna be a mosh pit at Doylestown going back. So you can see, hopefully the cameras are catching these like windmills. There must be like a ridge right there. All right, so we are humming along. We're about 40 miles out from the field. I'm still with Wilkes-Barre approach, I believe, and or Wilkes-Barre. Tomato. No, but you know, Wilkes-Barre, right? But I'm still with Wilkes-Barre approach, and you know, just flying over some beautiful country, for sure. And one of the things I see on this sectional, which is interesting, and if anybody who's watching this, and who's watched this far, thank you. But I see on my sectional, it says New York Elk Mountain, and there's this like little blue box with these like checkers around it. What was I saying? Oh, you know what I was saying. Oh, yeah, so there's this little blue checkered box with New York Elk Mountain, and it has 2 frequencies in it, 134.45, and then I can't see the other one. But it's just this weird little blue box. I'll zoom in on it with the camera once I land, and I'll add it into the video. But yeah, if anybody knows, I mean, that's just interesting. I've never seen that.
94006, contact Binghamton approach 118.6. Have a good day.
One more time for that approach for 94006.
Cessna 006, Binghamton approach 118.6.
118.6 for 94006. Thank you, brother, for your help.
See why I'm always needing to pay attention to what's happening, because you can see I was a little distracted by looking at my sectional trying to explain this feature on it, and when ATC called my tail number and told me to switch to the next frequency, I really kind of was caught off guard. So live and learn, fly and learn.
Approach is a Cessna 94006, 6,500.
Cessna 94006, Binghamton approach, Binghamton altimeter 29906. Good morning.
Good morning, and altimeter 996 for 006. She's very pleasant. Made my morning. It's like, good morning. Yeah, that time I wasn't afraid to ask, like, okay, I missed that. What did you say, huh? Could you repeat that, please, sir? Thank you. Please and thank you. All right, we are getting there. I just got handed off again, and didn't freak out too badly. And make my way about 36 miles out, and little Sammy's cooking along. So just looking at this checklist, just looking at different things. So for the descent, full ridge below 3,000, and then before landing, fuel select on both, fuel ridge, recovery heat on, and flaps as needed. Sometimes I like to kind of get ahead of that checklist, just to know, and then I'll recheck it on the back end, just in case, you know, things get busy or if there's traffic. I know rudimentarily what I want to do, but I just want to make sure it's in my mind, so I can like double check. Enjoying. So I believe at this point I am in New York, because I saw like that blue box, and I see Lake Como. So there's so many. Look at all these little, I don't know which one is Lake Como. It's like all these little lakes. So one of those lakes down there is Lake Como. Which one, I do not know. You know, when it's really weird, sometimes when I look down here and I look down at the landing gear on this side, and you just see this tire just kind of hanging, and it's not moving. And you know, it's just one of those like, huh, that's interesting. But yeah, it was just like, yeah, just hello tire. Oh my goodness. Oh, the things that go through your head when you're flying. And it's still not lost on me that this is just like so crazy that I get to do this. I will say I'm not as fearful as getting flight following as I once was. So I'll see that as progress. And definitely feeling better about flying into other airports. So it's right traffic for runway 25. It's right traffic for 25. So just trying to orient myself here so I can stay to the right, because I'm currently heading. Yeah, so I'll just stay to the right if that's the winds.
I'm just trying to stay ahead of the plane and be very cognizant of how I'm going to approach this new airport.
And TPA is 2,000, which is the traffic pattern altitude. So just trying to get myself oriented. There's a power plant. So that's why you can't go left, you gotta go right. So what I could do is I could go across midfield, go right downwind, or across midfield, go left downwind for runway 7. So either way, I'm going to be going crossing midfield just to make 118275, yep. All right, so I'm going to be calling approach pretty soon and requesting that I can descend down to 2,500. All right, so we are getting there, people. I am about 17 nautical miles southeast of the field. Gonna do cross midfield and either gonna turn left or right depending on what the wind is doing. And approach, this is Cessna 94006, request descent down to 2,500.
94006, altitude your discretion.
Altitude my discretion for 006. All right, mixture full rich, and let's go on down. So we got our carb heat, mixture is full rich, and we are beginning our descent. And I am going to start looking for the field. And so the airport should be off my 12 o'clock.
We're 94006, contact Boston Center 133.25.
133.25. All right, contact Boston Center 133.25 for 006. Thank you for your help, brother.
This is where things start to get interesting, so just kind of follow this sequence.
133.25. Boston Center, Cessna 94006, 5,500 descending 2,500.
Now, usually I would cut this dead space out, but you can hear that I called Boston Center. I believe I have the right frequency, but as you can see, I am getting no response from them whatsoever, so I'm getting concerned.
133. Boston Center, Cessna 94006, 5.2 for 2.5.
I try again, just in case I wasn't heard the first time.
Endeavor 5211, descend and maintain flight level 190.
Okay, so now this is happening all in real time, and again, this silence is something that I would normally cut out. But you can hear that Boston Center is on my radio, so I do have the right frequency, and I've called them twice. But also remember, I am descending into TPA because I'm probably about 8 miles out at this point. So I got a lot going on, and I'm starting to get worried that these people can't hear me.
United 22 Boston Center, descend and maintain 16,000, expedite the Albany altimeter 2986.
And again, I can hear them, but for whatever reason, they're not hearing me. So now I'm beginning to question whether or not I'm actually on the right frequency because I'm getting tad saturated.
So I think that might be the field there.
Tech 681, contact New York Center 133.35.
And so I'm just focusing on aviating at this point because I don't know what's up.
Charlie Fox Hotel Tango Hotel, cross Cyper at 15,000, the Stewart altimeter 2989er.
And the thing that's throwing me is I can hear them, but I can't hear they're talking to. So I'm still a little bit confused.
It was not for Malibu 72 Victor.
I'm going to stay at 4,500 till I see, because it is getting carb heat off. It is getting a little...
There was a couple that got stepped on, and I went off on the landline one more time.
Just how quickly I've become uncomfortable. It's beginning to get a little squirrely with the winds. The Boston Center's not talking to me. He sounds a little annoyed, and I'm uncomfortable.
November 7-2, Victor. Stand by for on course here.
And the thing is, I have to admit, at this point, I am really uncomfortable because, again, the winds are starting to do things that are kind of weird. I'm in a completely foreign area. I've never flown up to this airport before. I'm trying to find the field, as you can see. And I know that Boston Center hasn't gotten back to me, but I don't know what the deal is. So, a little discombobulated.
I'm currently looking for the field. Should be right off my...
United 22, Boston Center, 132.65.
12 o'clock.
Now that I know that I have to navigate and find this airport, I've basically given up on Boston Center, forgotten about them. But I still have a squawk code and I still have flight following. But at this point, I am just aviating, period. And so the first thing I want to do is I need to get my weather. So I've only got one comm, so I basically take the frequency out for Boston Center and put the AWAS code in so I can hear the weather.
Automated weather observation 1507 Zulu weather wind missing visibility,
and that's real helpful. The wind is missing. So now, as you can imagine, guess what's happening to me? I'm getting even more uncomfortable.
November 94006, have you checked on unanswered?
I'm checked on for 94006, 4500, looking for the field.
November 94006, there is multiple VFR traffic in the vicinity of the destination, maneuvering unidentified, and I'm probably going to lose radar coverage here on you shortly. One indicates 3,700, one indicates 6,700 maneuvering.
All right, I'll be looking for traffic for 006.
06, radar service terminated, squawk 1200, frequency changes approved.
Thank you for your help, brother. Frequency change approved, squawking CFR.
Alrighty. Qatari 2, Romeo Alpha Victor, descend to maintain.
All right, so I need Sidney, CTEF 122.8.
Okay, so I know this video is going a little longer than I wanted it to, but I basically just wanted to show that, like, how quickly things change from I'm having a great day, it's beautiful, oh, rainbows and unicorns, to I'm confused and I'm having a hard time seeing the airport, and Boston Center is confusing me. So very crazy.
All right, I think I got it in sight there. All right.
Feel free to leave a comment if there's something I should have done differently with Boston Center. Should I have called them again? Should I have kept calling him? I already called him twice and he didn't get back to me, but when he got back to me, it seemed like I was failing to check in or something. So it just was weird. It was just something I wasn't used to. It was different.
All right, let's
so it
go
just threw me off. But, you know, any advice is greatly welcome.
All right, it took me a while to see, so that's why I just kind of stayed up. I'm going to go out and then come back in. It's Sidney Municipal, Cessna 94006, going to be entering the 45 for a right downwind for runway 27, Sydney.
Okay, so as you can hear, I'm a little discombobulated. So I had a hard time finding the field. The direction that I was coming in from the east, or from the south, the field was tucked down in between two mountains, basically. And so I was having a really hard time finding the field. And it was just, you know, kind of crazy. So you can see I'm like fishing for the runway, and I'm getting blown around, and it's just, I'm really having some difficulty navigating on this one.
And Sydney traffic, Cessna 94006, right downwind for runway 25, Sydney.
You can see I finally get the right runway, but that was only because I cheated, looked out the window to see which runway I was landing on. So as you can see, you know, this was really not my best effort at all.
First notch of flaps, nose coming down. All right, check my brakes. Brakes are good. And Sydney traffic, Cessna 94006, right base for runway 25, Sydney. Second notch of flaps. And Sydney traffic, Cessna 94006, turning final for runway 25, Sydney.
And I'm not gonna lie, by the time I got to this point, I was ready to put this daggone airplane on the ground. this was definitely challenging right at the end. All right, let's get her on the ground. You know the drill. Cue the music.
Man, that was crazy. I mean, the landing was smooth, but golly, that wind was crazy. Oh my gosh. Whew, that was very challenging, people. Especially that right traffic. I got a little slow at one point. Yeah, that tested a brother's skills for real. Oh my gosh. Well, I made it here, people. Oh my gosh. Look at this. See this mountainous stuff over here? Crazy, dog. Crazy. Just friggin' crazy. Just beyond crazy. Anyway, alright, so that's done. So I'm gonna go in here, go to the bathroom. I don't know. I think my fuel is okay. I might get a little bit of fuel just to keep it safe. And yeah, crazy. All right, thank you for flying. Russ Swan Airlines. Russ Kid, Russ can fly. Thank y'all. All right, let me park this bad boy.
So now this video is going much longer than I wanted to, but as you can see, that's why I had to do a part 2, and there will be a part 3. But yeah, there just was so much going on, and there was so much footage that I had to show you guys because this was just such a challenging flight. But at any rate, I'm going to stop this video. We'll pick it up next week where we left off. Russ Kid, Russ can fly. Thank you for flying with me. I'm out. Peace.